Hey, what's up? Welcome to Heal, Laugh, and Rise Up. I'm Jessie, your badass, two-time cancer fighter, soul work mentor, and your favorite Latina. We're here to talk about our traumas and how we use them to grow, honey.
I'm Amber, a chemo nurse by day, caretaker to my husband by night, all while being a scrunchy mom. So grab your drink. Let's get into today's miracle and shit show. So how are you?
I'm good.
What are you going to talk about this week?
This week we had a good week. We had a good week, girl.
Cool.
We did.
I don't know.
Last week was...
After last week, it puts me into this spiraling down mindset.
Yeah. I guess I had a quick question for you about you sharing your story. And, you know, I have a little bit of memory loss. So sometimes I know that trauma can block certain memories. So I'm wondering if when you did tell your story last episode, if you do you reflect back as the day goes by or as the weekend goes by, and then you think back and you think certain things that maybe you didn't think about when you shared your story because it opens up? Or
I tried to share my story in a quick 20 minutes just so that people who don't know what we're talking about or what we're referring to can have a little bit of an idea. But because I opened that little door, let's say I cracked the door.
Right.
For the rest of the day, the door was wide open. I don't have an audience. I'm not watching what I'm thinking or saying. And my mind is just being flooded with the way he looked.
Yeah.
The way his eyes would shake left and right because of the ketamine. Ketamine does that to your eyes.
Okay.
They make your eyes dart left and right.
Just
very quick.
Fast?
Yeah, fast.
Fast.
If he tries to look left, it's like until it finally gets to the left. And then try and look right and to the right. It's very distinct to that type of
Have you
drug.
ever had any patients that had that? Or is this the first time you experiencing?
No, ketamine was new. It takes me back to that feeling and those memories.
Yeah.
That intense feeling like your husband's life is on your shoulders and it's not. That was the first time he's ever done ketamine. Anyone. I've even heard of ketamine being used aside from children in the ER for like a broken arm.
Oh,
that's normal.
Okay.
And then Special K using it on the streets, like as a street drug, or just the joke of it being a horse tranquilizer. Like that's all I really knew of it. I didn't know of it to help Michael. And here we are almost 5 years later, and he does ketamine infusions every 6 to 8 weeks. And it's helping him dramatically.
It is.
Dramatically.
Wow.
It's amazing. But just like opening up and talking about my story a little bit and making me think about those moments and making me feel those emotions again, every time I take him to ketamine and his eyes do it takes me back. And it's a lot to handle.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I'm still healing.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think it's because, and if you guys are, if you're listening and you know me and you're close to me, then I know you'll agree. When the accident happened, I went into major nurse mode. So when people would ask me, how's Mike doing? I give them a nurse report.
Yes.
It's not an emotional reaction. I just update you and I move on.
He did this. His pain levels here. We're here.
No emotions.
Nothing emotions.
And every time I would slip into wife mode, I would be such an emotional wreck that I couldn't even be a supportive wife. So I'd go back to nurse mode.
Okay.
So probably for probably like a little over a year now, I've been living in wife mode, which is not easy.
I was going to say, is that must be really hard for you.
And now all the emotions I'm dealing with. So it is really hard.
Yeah. I mean, when you go, you know, to all his doctor's appointments, because he can't go alone. So
a week.
And we're talking about, we're not having an appointment once a month. We are at the doctor's
constantly.
Quite often. So
I started looking into other ways to get him past where he's at. So he's already surpassed what doctors thought he would be. How do I continue that? Since doctors weren't really helping. So I read about ketamine. And he started that not right away. So that was probably, I wish I did it right away, but I didn't know enough.
Yeah.
I was very hesitant and I questioned and I asked doctors a lot of questions for probably like 2 to 3 years before we started. It took me a while to make the decision. This is the right decision.
Right. And you've seen an improvement in pain management with ketamine?
Yes.
Really?
After every single infusion, there's improvement.
Wow.
He hasn't quite plateaued.
Yeah.
We also did, like a couple episodes ago, we talked about mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
He did lion's mane. That was probably the first thing I implemented. Lion's mane. He was on Alzheimer's medications. Mm-hmm. He was on Aricept to try and improve memory. Things that I also did, creatine. Mm-hmm. We added creatine. He still does creatine. He cycles on and off. It says that, so there's some studies saying you don't have to cycle creatine.
Okay.
Only thing I knew about creatine was like bodybuilders.
I know, I was about to tell you, like, how is that beneficial for someone like him? Because creatine, that's the first thing I think. Yeah, I don't know much about it. I just know buff guys are taking it.
Aside from, like, I guess however buff people are using it for, I don't know a whole lot about creatine. I look into things specifically for brain protection or development or, recovery. And I don't look at the other properties it can do. Mm-hmm. I just know other people use it for other things.
Other things, right.
So lion's mane, I'm sure, helps other things, but I know it helps memory because that's what I was focused on. Creatine, there's been studies that show it helps to protect the brain. So if you're in any type of sport that concussions are a risk, I think you should be on creatine because that's what these studies have shown. And then on top of that, they found it's not as effective, but still effective to take creatine post brain injuries to, one, prevent it from getting worse, like if you get injured again. Okay. And it helps with some recovery. So there has been a lot of, I wouldn't say a whole bunch of studies because it's still not really medically followed. But there are studies that do exist that are out there showing brain support with creatine.
Any side effects when you take creatine? Like, does it make you sleepy? Does it make you?
It gives you really bad stomach cramps, or it can. Okay, that's what it's known for. It is a very high dose you're taking, and again, like, there's probably like 3 different main ways to take it, and you can cycle. I've read you should cycle on and off of it. I've also read that there's not really side effects, so people don't cycle off; they just continue. Okay. I've gone with cycling for Mike, so he just started it like 2 days ago again. The stomach cramps doesn't happen to everyone. Okay. Just like chemo's, this is not gonna happen to everyone. Your favorite line.
But you have to tell them this could happen.
So pretty much it's GI upset. So stomach cramps,
diarrhea.
It could be diarrhea, it could be constipation, and a lot of gas and bloating. So what happens is because you start at a high dose, your stomach's like, whoa, what's happening? Yeah. So what people do to prevent that is they start at a low dose and they taper up and then they taper off. I tried that. I still had major bloating and like a little bit of gas, like cramping from gas, but I didn't have diarrhea or constipation. Okay. And then for Mike, he doesn't have any of that stomach cramping. Okay. And it could just be that his pain is so high he doesn't realize it.
Right. He probably can, like, for our cramps, it would be hurtful, but because his pain is so higher that he's like,
it's just
this is nothing.
Yeah. He's so overstimulated in pain that if you hurt him, like if he gets hurt, he doesn't realize it because his current stimuli is so high. His brain doesn't register anything else happening, kind of thing. Oh. And that's why he's like always 10 out of 10 pain. He doesn't really know where it's coming from. Yeah. It's really weird.
It's hard to say. It's hard for him to say, this is what hurts, because it's almost like everything kind of hurts. It's kind of like, when you have a pain, and you're like, is it my hip? Is it my sciatic? Is it my knee? Is it my leg? Exactly. I don't know where it's starting from.
For me, it's exactly how I imagine, because I've had a really bad migraine. And you could feel the migraine coming. Okay. Right? And you're like, oh, man, I think I'm going to have a migraine. It's coming on. It's starting. But if you ask me in a couple hours when I'm full-blown migraine, I'm like, I don't know if it's my eyes, turn the lights off. I don't know if it's my ears. You need to stop talking so loud, like fucking everything.
Or your neck, everything hurts. Yeah, everything's tense.
Make it go, make it stop. And I don't think I could even comprehend, oh, I have a migraine. It's just I'm in so much pain I can't think straight. That's how he is every day. Yeah. But it's his whole body. Yeah. Poor guy.
Wow.
But he's getting better.
Yeah, and ketamine, I mean, now I've seen a lot of new places opening, like ketamine centers opening up, and I just feel like stories like this is what give people a little bit of hope that might be in a similar situation or dealing with some sort of chronic pain, or also for PTSD, I believe.
Yes.
And depression, anxiety, and all other types of mental things going on. I've heard a lot of good things.
So they're using ketamine infusions for depression that has not been able to be treated with, like, you can't just jump into ketamine. If you want your insurance to pay for it. You have to try other avenues, other meds, therapy, all these things. And if all that still isn't working, then they've approved ketamine treatments. They're using it for chronic pain, which is what Mike's using it for. And something that I found really amazing was how it works on the central nervous system.
Okay.
So ketamine it needs to be infused over 4 to 6 hours.
On a drip?
On a drip.
Oh, so you don't take it, you don't just una pastillita, pill or nothing?
No.
Oh, okay.
You do like a infusion, and ideally 4 hours.
Okay.
Pain-free. You don't have to be tripping for 4 hours. You have to be pain-free, pain reduction for those 4 hours for it to be effective. And it's like rewriting your central nervous system, which is why you're better. It's curing you. It's not a Band-Aid. It's curative.
Would you say it's kind of like rewiring your nervous system?
Yeah.
That's so like this is a nerve right here. Está quemado, está burning, it hurts. And the ketamine will somehow route it to a different way. So now that.
Or it's healing that burn. However you want to think about it.
Crazy, yeah.
And that's why people aren't seeing curative effects or long-term effects on the daily dose, because you can take it as a pill. Or you can take it as a nasal spray every 8 hours, every 12 hours. They're not seeing the same effects because the research that I'm talking about is based on a 4 to 6 hour pain reduction infusion. Also, if you're doing the infusion, you also want to onboard, so like take for a week prior, you're scheduled for next Friday.
Okay.
This Friday, you want to start taking magnesium and zinc because they work with the receptors in your central nervous system to help that ketamine work and stay working. So that's what the research has shown. It's very awesome. So Mike, because of, I don't know why, but he says the zinc makes him feel like he's been kicked in the nuts.
Oh.
Like, so for the week before ketamine, he's on a lot of zinc. And he starts a little bit higher of a dose of magnesium. So we also implemented magnesium post-accident. That was another thing, we went down that route. And the way it was explained to us why he's in so much pain all the time is the way the doctor explained it was, as a kid, you're told the pan is hot.
Yes.
So then you grab the hot pan because you're a kid and you don't listen. You don't know what that means. Maybe you're listening. You don't know what that means. And you burn your hand and you go, oh my God, that's hot. And you take your hand off. And now you know the pan is hot. I won't touch a pan.
Ever again.
But, maybe a little while goes by and you touch the pan again. And it's almost like it's hotter. Your brain has already burnt a pathway from your hand to your brain. Like, it's already created a road.
Right.
Before, it was all a dirt road. Now it's this paved road. So when you touch the pan again, the same way, you make pain to your hand. Since there's a road, that signal goes faster. Pain. Yes. Don't touch that.
Yeah.
And if you're that kid and you keep having that mistake, that pain that road is just getting cleaner and cleaner and faster. And maybe even now a shortcut has been created. And by the 10th time you touch that pan, the pan might not even be hot anymore. Maybe it was cooling, so it's warm. It's not even hot. You touch that pan, you fucking scream. Because your brain says this is pain.
Yeah.
So Mike has had that pathway built all over his body.
His whole entire body, from his toes to his
hair follicle touching his skin and his scalp, to his toenails, to his pinky nail. Like every part of his body as his pathway.
Mm-hmm.
So anything touching him is telling his brain, ow. Which is why another provider of ours explained it to us, the same thing, but said, you and I, normal people, if you want to call us normal, we bump into a table and we expect, oh, we're going to have a little bruise there. That hurt. But it stops hurting after a couple minutes. Mm-hmm. Mike bumps into a table and he's on the ground because his body, it's not just his skin being touched by his clothes. He's now actually hit something that should hurt. His body's still trying to do its job. And it's like, ow, don't run into that table. Your leg is broken now. Mm. So that's why he's just in constant pain.
Is it because the electricity burned every nerve?
That's the way most doctors explain it. Your nerves are all burned.
That's just how I don't know anything about electrocution, but I'm assuming that if the electricity, like you said in the previous episode, it went through his whole entire body.
Yeah.
So
he's just fried.
I'm picturing in my mind like every nerve and every part of the inside of your body was fried.
Sure.
Right? But God is good and you're alive.
Yeah.
But that just means that, so those nerves, everything that was fried in time will not heal.
So that's the beautiful thing about nerves.
Okay.
They heal.
Okay, they do.
Nerves heal.
Okay, nerves heal?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Mike was burnt. You can see like where he was burnt in his skin. Mm-hmm. And that skin will never come back. They cut it out and they put new skin. He has skin grafts all over. Mm-hmm. And his left thigh is pretty much gone. Mm-hmm. And it's covered in a skin graft. But you can see at one point almost down to his bone. You can see every tendon move. Mm-hmm. Because those are not nerves. That cell is not going to regenerate.
Okay.
It's gone. Doctor cut it out.
Right.
Nerves heal themselves. Mm. You fuck up your back. They say stay off your back, give it time, and it'll be better. It's because nerves heal themselves.
Okay.
The problem is nerves heal so slowly.
Oh.
Slow.
They're healing. It's proved. They're proven that they heal, but that's why you have a bad back forever.
Forever, because you don't give it enough time.
And you don't give it enough time.
And you just keep it where it's at. But ketamine goes in and erases those pathways. Mm-hmm. So now that freeway is just a
dirt road.
A road. And or maybe it's gone because it wasn't too engraved.
So now it's almost like the pain has to figure out where to reroute itself.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. Now you're making new pathways, which is why they're seeing it as curative. The issue we've been told is, one, we waited so long before we did it. Mm-hmm. That these pathways, they went from being an open field to a dirt road to a street to a highway to a full-blown German, it's like Speedway. A freeway, Autobahn. Oh. Is that what it is? He has Autobahns everywhere. So other people who maybe had a car accident and they messed up their neck and they've tried everything and they have this chronic pain, they go and do a ketamine infusion. Mm-hmm. This road is just a road. It's not an Autobahn yet. So it's easily erased. And they wake up and that pain never comes back unless they re-injure.
Sounds like a miracle, honestly. It sounds like a fucking miracle.
And to see it with my own eyes, it is a miracle. I've watched it. So the research is there. But because insurance hasn't jumped on board and said this is good for you, insurance doesn't pay for it and you have to pay out of pocket. Which is fine. And the other problem is because it's out of pocket. There's, like you said, all these clinics popping up saying, look at people are paying buku bucks to do this. Why am I not making money? Let me go give it to them. They're asking for ketamine. I can give them ketamine. It's within my scope of practice. Well, because you don't know what you're doing. So you might be going to a clinic who doesn't know to tell you, hey, let's put magnesium in the bag. Hey, did you take zinc for a week? Hey, let's get you high and keep you there for 4 hours. Instead, they're like, I'm going to make you feel good for an hour. And we're not going to add magnesium to the bag.
It's just a waste. You're just wasting it.
You feel great because you're getting high.
But then you go home.
It's not curative. And now you're going to go and tell people ketamine's bullshit. It's just a way to pay to get high with a doctor instead of on the street.
Is a ketamine infusion, the side effects while you're receiving it, would you say they are doable for most people? But then again, most people are not. We don't know where everybody's threshold of doing these type of infusions. Like, you're not going to just lay there and chill and just like not feel anything, I guess is my question. You're
No.
gonna feel something.
Yes. You're gonna trip the fuck out. You're gonna see colors that you didn't know existed. You may have trauma that you have built, hidden. Come forward. So there's stories of where we do our ketamine, or us, because we're one.
Right.
Where I take him to do his ketamine. There's stories that there's this man who came in. He's a horrible accident. This is a pain doctor, pain management doctor. Horrible, horrible accident he was in. He's going to do ketamine. Hasn't worked on himself. Does ketamine. And his wife is there praying every, Hail Mary, praying every prayer that this person knows, because the man looks like the devil has been activated.
No, that's scary.
Because
that
of all
scary.
his trauma
that
he's kept and he's never dealt with. The ketamine you don't get to hold it back. You can't control yourself anymore. And now just looks like there's this exorcism happening. So I wouldn't say it's for everyone.
Right.
I think that's 100% you need to talk to your doctor about.
And do your research before you even see if it's something that you might want to do. I mean, if it's gonna open up a lot of stored trauma and you're not ready to face it, maybe, because this is gonna help you with your pain, but on top of your pain, it's also gonna help you.
Well, like we said, it's treatment for depression. It's treatment for other things.
So it can do all in one.
It can, but you have to do your part.
I don't know. Would you ever think you would want to try it?
After seeing it like a miracle, I do want to try it, but it's scary, which is why I haven't.
Yeah.
It's very scary. And every single infusion he's had has been different. And the reason I'm there, the doctor said, make sure you come. Okay. You want to bring you can get sick because the way your eyes move, it'll make you sick.
You or him?
Him.
Okay.
Right?
So do they put something on his eyes?
They say you want to cover like eye covers.
Oh my God.
Sounds.
So you're telling me if you cover his eyes and he closes his eyes will still be doing that movement, you think, with your eyes closed?
Yeah. Oh. Absolutely.
Okay.
But you won't see it, so you won't get dizzy and freak, like change your brain and make you throw up.
Cover your eyes.
So cover your eyes. So for us, our routine is he doesn't eat. He's MPO for 4 hours prior to the infusion, just in case, so he doesn't throw up. We take eye covers. We take earplugs because sounds could sound echoey or deeper, very like vibrant. It could really change your perception of things. Yes. Okay. So earplugs, you want to just be in a quiet, cool, calm place.
Are they playing music by any chance?
No, but he's told me like, come, bring ocean sounds, bring maybe his favorite music. Okay. So there's John Hopkins is a guy who is like known for the like ketamine trips, and he has music on Spotify. John Hopkins ketamine playlist or whatever. Oh wow. We've tried that. We've done it all, girl. We've definitely done it. And the doctor told us you need to come with someone who you can trust. Okay. So if you go into this weird, they call it the K hole. The K for ketamine. Oh, the K. Okay. It's the box. You go into the box, and it's because you just go into black, nothing. And when you come out of it, it's like you're being reborn, is how they explain it. Yeah. Like, you might be confused with where you're at. You'll be like scared. The same way he woke up from his coma. Right. You might be crying. Yeah, you might throw up. We got this. You might throw up. Yeah. So they say come with someone who you're gonna trust and who's gonna support you. And then my job as the person with him was when he wakes up, I'm supposed to tell him all these good things. Because not only does it erase the physical pain roads, but the emotional pain roads. So if you were like verbally abused your whole life, you wake up, those verbal abuse, not the memories, they're still there. Yeah. But the pathways to your brain that says this is painful, emotionally painful. Yeah, like the emotion is released from there. Maybe you can remember that this happened, but you're not going to be sad. It's not going to hurt your feelings anymore. It might, right? But it shouldn't hurt so bad. Yes. So when he wakes up, I have to rewrite or give him something to fill in. So I got to tell him that his arm's looking good. He's been working out great. He has a gorgeous face. He has a great personality. Like you want to give all the amazing affirmation. And does he ever say, because I love Mike, he'll be like, what are you talking about? Oh, I'm an asshole. Yeah, he wakes up. He is an asshole. The second I say anything nice. What does he say? Are you just saying that because the doctor told you to? He's all pissed. He refuses to wear his glasses and his eye covers. Oh, really? Yeah. Sick. He's thrown up twice. Yeah. Yeah, he refuses to have earbuds in to block out the noise. Yeah, he's an asshole.
Yeah.
But that's, if you're going to do it, those are the things that were told to us that you want to strive for.
Yeah. So he looks forward to ketamine treatment.
No.
Oh, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, okay.
But I do because I see, and I know you've seen it.
I've seen it.
He gets better cognitively because the pain isn't so strong. He's getting better. So I look forward to him having it because I know it's relief. But because he doesn't remember what yesterday's pain was, he doesn't have anything to compare it to. So he doesn't appreciate that it's less. He doesn't even know it's less.
Right.
So to him, it's just another appointment we have to go to. So unfortunately, he has to 100% believe every choice I make for him is going to benefit him and hope I'm right. Which is why it took me 3 years to make him do it.
Right.
It's like deciding, what's right for your kid.
It's a big decision. It's not like here's a Tylenol.
No.
It is a big decision. And sometimes you need time to make the right decision.
I question, I'm making the decision for him.
Yeah.
Everything. I'm his guardian ad litem. I'm his payee representative. Like I'm in charge of his finances.
Yes.
I'm in charge of what he eats. If Mike gets cancer because of sugar, that's going to be my fault. Everything is on my shoulders. Depends on you,
yeah.
Which is a lot
of pressure and a lot of
it's insane.
Heaviness.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of
bullshit. A lot of bullshit.
Caca.
A lot of caca.
Caca.
So I guess today was a good ketamine.
Wow. And I'm so thankful and appreciative that you share this story on ketamine because I feel like some people maybe have heard about ketamine, but they don't really know, or they don't know of somebody who has benefited. I know I was talking about ketamine with somebody and they said, well, isn't that what killed Matthew Perry?
Yeah, he was on Belbuca and ketamine, which is Mike's concoction.
Wow.
Mike's on Belbuca and ketamine infusions.
And I didn't know that. I didn't know that that's, well, I don't know if that's the reason why he died, but he had it in his system. So
yeah.
It doesn't mean that's the reason why he died, but he was taking it probably for pain.
Yeah, it was known that he was on Belbuca and that he was doing ketamine infusions.
Belbuca is a pain medicine?
Yes, okay. It's buprenorphine, which is very known to be used in addicts treating emotional pain. It's one of the very high pain meds.
Okay.
But it's only used for pretty much chronic pain, which is usually emotional pain. Usually any other pain, we're going to do something, surgery, something to fix it.
Yeah.
So that's why I say emotional. But like Mike's is not considered an emotional pain. It's still a chronic pain. Yeah. But with Perry, it seemed that maybe, like I said, you can take it as a tablet. You can take it
I didn't know
as a nose spray. He may have taken more.
A little too much.
At that time.
Yeah.
Whatever happened, I don't know.
Well, that's the scary thing is like you really need to know dosaging. You need to be informed because once
don't take it. Go do an infusion.
Yeah. Don't try to do it on your own. Just find somewhere to do it.
But he was not in a spa with an infusion going on.
Yeah, and then you see like, I want to try ketamine to help me with this. So this guy, I know where I can get it from because you're going to save money because ketamine's it's not cheap.
Special K on the street, girl.
Right, it's not cheap to go get an infusion. But
your cousin's a veterinarian and you're working on the farm. Hey, we have this horse tranquilizer. Let me just use some. It's not like that. It can kill you. It stops you from being able to breathe. So there's times because, like I said, I don't know if I know I didn't say it. I said Mike hasn't quite plateaued. And I said that because he has had to have higher and higher doses.
Okay.
Which isn't quite normal, but it's what's been needed. And the higher the dose, the more risk there is.
Right.
So every time he gets dosed, it's, hey, watch his respirations. Watch his O2 saturations. Because he can stop breathing.
Wow.
They don't do it in the hospital. It's a policy. If you're on the cardiac floor, they're not going to give you ketamine drip for your pain because you have to be in the ICU to get that. It needs to be extremely controlled environment. Don't be doing this at home.
Yeah.
Again, talk to your doctor. We're not medical providers. We're not here to tell you all that. I'm just here to tell you our experience with things. I'm ready to try some stuff.
I'm ready to, girl, sign me up.
Yeah, there's benefit, girl. I'm ready.
I know Mike has told me, oh, well, he'll do it if you're, I said, man, it sounds a little scary, but you know why it sounds scary? Because I would have to face the things that are holding me back.
Yeah.
And maybe I don't know exactly, but if I did the ketamine, I'll find out.
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing.
Thank you. Bye.
Share our page, subscribe, like, whatever you like to do. Just keep us in the mix.